Aho, brothers of the axe. Didn't see you there. What's going on, guys? It's Joe. It's Saturday afternoon. Um, just out in the shop. My father-in-law is visiting us and doing some electrical work for my wife. So I was told to go hide out in the shop. So just out here trying to find some things to keep me busy and keep me occupied. One of the things that I do periodically is when my workbench gets too crusty and barnacly. I keep just this tiny little block plane that I don't even remember where I got from. Keep this thing handy, and I kind of just flatten it out because it's all just an amalgamation of crud and sawdust and oil and I don't even know what gets all gunked up on this bench. So just out here doing this, and I wanted to do a video anyway because just made the acquaintance of Lion's Head Restorations on YouTube. He recently subbed, and I subbed back, and he did a couple comments, and one of the things that he had asked about was the Anvil Vise that I had on the bench in the background. I don't believe I've used that in any of my videos. So I wanted to just give a little bit more of a look at that, as well as, again, shout out to Nate from Iron Ox Axe and Tools. I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately. One of the things that he does is the, what does he call it? It's a really clever name. Man, now I'm drawing a blank. I've watched about 12 episodes. It Followed Me Home. I've watched 12 or 14 of his It Followed Me Home episodes, and I thought that it was a really great idea. So I don't want to bite off, what he's doing and do a It Followed Me Home episode per se. Maybe I'll come up with another clever title like that for my own little series. But for lack of a better title at this point, it's just going to be a mail call, a marketplace finds video, and a little bit of a show and tell once I get the bench cleared off here. So anyway, let's get to the vise. Some of you guys might have seen this thing, and I'll take the camera off the tripod here to do a little close-ups afterwards. But yeah, I think I got this on Marketplace. I'm pretty sure that's where I found it. And it belonged to a curmudgeonly, grumpy old machinist. I went and picked it up off him. And he actually had two of them, and this was the better one. So what this thing is an anvil, and on the one end, where the Hardy and the Pritchard hole would normally be, it's actually a vise. Small-ish. What is it? Let's see. 3-inch. About a 3-inch jaw vise. And when I got this thing, it was pretty rusted up. I spent some time with the angle grinder and the cut brush, and it's already kind of starting to rust up again. But I don't believe... I couldn't find a brand per se. It's marked 380A on one side. I'm guessing that's the model number. And then on the other side... patented maybe 1880 to 1912, something like that. So I'm pretty sure it's a good old piece here. And actually, while I'm throwing it around, it's kind of interesting because it's actually not, it's hollow on the bottom, and there's a nut here holding the, I'm not super familiar with the vise terminology, but, whatever the screw is that holds the front jaw on the vise, it's just held in very simply with this little nut. So I was able to take this apart really easily and oil it up, etc. When I did the initial cleaning. But it's a pretty cool little piece. I don't really have a place to mount it just yet. But from what the guy was telling me, he, as nasty as he was, he actually did know his shit, so I'll give him that much. But he was telling me that this is a very common homeowners, for homeowners to have something like this, I guess, back, in the 20s, turn of the century, that kind of thing. But it's definitely cool. I mean, for what I paid for it, I would have bought it you know, over again and twice on Sunday. And really, what I use it for mostly is just the horn. Honestly, I mean, I don't really forge anything, but you know, all this stuff is getting harder and harder to find. So if you could find stuff like this at a good price, you know, obviously it makes sense to buy it. I mean, I buy a lot of old tools that realistically I don't have any use for, but you know, case in point, the hell am I going to use this for? But I got it. So, so yeah, Lion's Head. That's this. Like I said, if I'll try to see if I could do a deeper dive on the internet maybe and find a little bit more about this thing. But for now, just wanted to show you that. But it works great. I mean, honestly, it's a decent vise. I mean, it's not the heaviest anvil in the world. You're certainly not going to be forging anything too crazy with this thing, but I don't think that's what its intended purpose is. So if I ever wanted to do some serious forging, my father has a 127-pound Peter Wright anvil at his house, so we'd be pretty well set there. So hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a ramble video, kill some time here on Saturday. Let's see, what else do I have for you? Let me throw some wax on the old bench here, and maybe I'll do my version of the It Followed Me Home. You know what I'm gonna call it? I think I like No Tool Left Behind, or No Axe Left Behind. I think we're gonna go with something like that. All right, she's waxed up. All right, so let me start here. Let's start with this guy first. This was a marketplace pickup. I got this locally to my job. I want to say I gave 10 for it, but it is let's see. It's Craftsman. I am not the world's best Craftsman aficionado. I have quite a few Craftsman pieces. I should probably get a little bit more familiar with the stampings, but more relatively modern stamp, I would say. Definitely a modern head, flat cheeks. From what I understand, I think they were importing a lot of this stuff from European manufacturers. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure if... I don't want the bill on my hat to get in the way here. No, this says made in the USA. So, I'm assuming that it is made in the USA. If I had to put a guess, I would say this is on 14. Yeah, 14. 14-inch handle, and it appears to be, I want to say, the original Craftsman handle, but not a great handle, not a beautiful palm swell by any means. Let's see. Doesn't look great. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's stamped Craftsman. So stamped Craftsman handle, and it looks like there's just a wooden wedge in there. I'm guessing this was probably all painted or something at some point. So if I had to venture a guess, I would say that this would be like late 70s, 80s, who knows, maybe even 90s. Not sure, but for 10 bucks, I'll grab it all day, every day. So not sure what I'll do with that one. If anyone has any interest or wants to trade or anything like that, let me know. I've got more old hatchets than I can feasibly ever, possibly get through. So that's one. This one I got I bought two different things off this one gentleman here, and this is just a little tack hammer. I think these are, I can't remember what these things are called. I've got one currently in the hammer rack already, but I don't know. I always grab these little things when I can, and I've sold a couple of these on eBay along with cobbler's hammers and things like that. I mean, whenever I can find a hammer that, or a marked ball peen, anytime I can find a good old hammer, I usually will grab it. And this one is, got a nice old double tapered handle. No gouging or anything like that. the head is not stamped, I don't think. Head is not stamped, and it looks to be possibly, maybe it was painted. Let's see. Yeah, that could be maybe a little tiny numeric stamp or something like that, but pretty cool little piece. Not sure what I'll do with it, but again, if anybody has any interest in it, let me know. And then the piece de resistance, I mean, not really, but at least for this video, was this nice old round lug, what I can only assume is a paper label plum that I got off the same guy. And I wound up texting him back later because I had noticed when I got it home, I didn't really take too close of a look, because when somebody's selling you a cheap axe head, you just get it and get the hell out of Dodge before they change your mind. But when I took a closer look, it looks like this had been painted by somebody at one point. Not a bad job, actually. And somebody had taken a cut brush or a wire wheel or something to it, presumably looking for a stamping. So I had asked the guy, hey, do you collect? Do you are you an axe guy or a hammer guy? Because he had a bunch of old hammers and stuff like that too that I wasn't really interested in. They were all on stamped. But I hit him back up and asked him, like, hey, if you're an old axe guy and you're just getting rid of the stuff that's unmarked, I'll buy it all day for what he wanted to charge for. Well, for what he did charge for this thing. Yeah, I'd buy on stamped heads like this all day long. Yeah, these old plum. Even the paper label ones, I'm assuming this had permabond at some point, which somebody, went through the trouble of taking out. To the best of my knowledge, Plum was really one of the only manufacturers that was doing the round lug jersey. So always happy to grab them, even if they're unmarked. But this one's a good example. It's not toed. The bit's nice and full. Mushrooming slightly, but not ridiculous. The eye is in great shape. And it's got a, nice high center line. Well, I wouldn't say super high center line, but nice center line. Not like an old Kelly or something, but still pretty good, pretty good. And the nice thing is it's not pitted, no big pitting or anything like that. So I'll take this thing down to the bare metal and maybe, blue it, or not sure what I'll do with it. But I've got quite a few jerseys at this point, so not sure exactly what I'm going to do with this one, but, again, somebody selling a cheap axe head, you pick it up. So, and that's really all I got for you guys. So like I said, shout out to Lion's Head Restorations. Told you I would shoot you a video with going into detail on that vise. So I hope that was kind of, what you were looking for. And let me know if you had any other questions on it or anything like that. Or, if anybody knows what that thing is, let me know, because when I saw it on Marketplace, I jumped on it. I had not seen something like that before. But anyways, yeah, hope everybody's having a good Sunday, guys. If anybody wants to shoot me a sub or like or comment, I just did a poll about an hour or two ago. I've got a couple different projects that I've been looking to do in the queue here. We got the... I've got a couple different Rockaways. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with, but I've got a longer old vintage haft. I think it's like 33 or 34. And I've got like two 5 or 6 pound Rockaways. So I was thinking about putting one of the bigger guys on that longer vintage haft. So I could do that. I've got a Rixford wedge, Dayton. I'm not exactly sure. It's not like a true main wedge, but it's an interesting looking head. And I was thinking about throwing that potentially on a nice old vintage, like 30-inch, I want to say it is, handle. And then what was the third one? Oh, the third one is a 19-inch handle that I've custom made for one of my Holtzbrook Montreal patterns that we did the unboxing. So yeah, let me know, guys, whatever you think. And if anybody else has anything that they want to see, any ideas for videos, I'm all ears. I'm happy to do it. Just out here killing time in the shop after work every night. So let me know what you want to see, and I appreciate everybody that's subbed so far and everybody that's commented and liked. So Hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.